incarceration, repression, and the criminalization of a generation. And this is what October 22nd this year falls under. And then the light and the spirit of what people in Ferguson have been doing and what they've been modeling and exempling. Keith is going to read a statement by Carl Dix. So everybody give a hands up, don't shoot to Keith.
Hands up, don't shoot!
All right, hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up!
Don't shoot!
All right, no more!
No more!
No more, everybody. All right, I'm going to give a statement from Carl Dix. Carl Dix is a representative of the Revolutionary Communist Party. Carl Dix is an initiator of the October Month of Resistance with Dr. Cornel West. And Carl Dix is also a founding member of the October 22nd National Day of Protest to Stop Police Brutality. Here we go. October 22nd, 2014, the 19th Annual National Day of Protest to Stop Police Brutality, Repression, and the Criminalization of a Generation is occurring in a crucial time. This is a time of intensifying attacks on the people by the criminal injustice system in this country. We all burned with rage when we heard that a cop in Ferguson had gunned down Michael Brown and left his body lying in the street for 4.5 hours. And we were sickened by the sight of Eric Garner being choked to death by cops in Staten Island, hearing him say, "I can't breathe," again and again. And these were only two of the many, many people whose lives were stolen by murdering cops in the past few months. We've got Ezell Ford on 65th and Broadway, gunned down by the Newton Division cops of the LAPD. We've got Omar Abrego, 69th and Main, beaten to death by the LAPD. From July 17th, the day Eric Garner was murdered in New York, to August 17th, at least 60 people were killed by law enforcement. That's almost 2 every day, and none of those killer cops have been punished for their crimes. This must stop. This intensified police murder is a concentration of an overall program of suppression that targets Black and Latino people. The program includes warehousing more than 2 million people in prison, subjecting 80,000 people in prison to the torture of long-term solitary confinement, stepped up detention and deportation of our immigrant sisters and brothers, and criminalizing young people. All this amounts to a slow genocide that is breaking the bodies and crushing the spirits of tens of millions of Black and Latino people. These horrors are built into the very fabric of this system, and I'll tell you, it's going to take revolution, nothing less, to end them once and for all. And everyone who sees these horrors for what they are needs to act now to join in building powerful resistance to these horrors, resistance that can beat them back and ultimately can stop them. And this is a time when people are standing up in resistance to these horrors. The defiant youth of Ferguson poured into the streets the day Michael Brown was murdered, and they have been in the streets ever since, withstanding everything the authorities have thrown at them. Tear gas, rubber bullets, militarized police, a National Guard mobilization, and more. Their righteous stand drew people around the country into supporting them and standing up against police murder overall. And this makes it crucially important that we mount powerful resistance on this October 22nd, and it creates powerful potential to do just that. We must come together in cities all across the country and in a loud, powerful voice say, no more to the horrors the criminal injustice system of this country enforces on people. On this day, we must give a platform to those whose loved ones have been stolen from them by brutal murdering cops or who have been warehoused in the torture chambers this system calls prisons. They must be able to tell of the devastation this has inflicted on their lives and on their families. And people from many different backgrounds in society must stand with them and have their backs in the fight to stop police murder and mass incarceration. And we are doing that today. This 19th annual National Day of Protest is marked in at least 68 cities across the U.S., more than ever who have acted on October 22nd before, saying in a loud voice, police brutality, we say no more. Mass incarceration, we say no more. Torture in prisons, we say no more. Targeting of immigrants, we say no more. Criminalizing the youth, we say no more. And this isn't about acting on this one day and going home, or about acting during the month of October and going back to business as usual. Instead, the resistance we mobilize on October 22nd and the resistance we manifest during all of the October month of resistance to mass incarceration has to become a springboard from which we continue to resist. What we are doing today on October 22nd and throughout the month of October has been and must continue to be putting up a huge stop sign in the face of U.S. society, making it so that everyone who suffers under the slow genocide of mass incarceration and police terror can see there's a movement they can join to stop these horrors, and that no one can stand aside and say they don't know that these horrors are being perpetrated, and everyone has to be challenged to take a stand on them and join the resistance to them. Let me get practical about this. It means we need to get reports on everything that happens on October 22nd, actions across the country, so they can be posted on the website. It means that we have to promote people wearing orange on October 30th in solidarity with the struggle to stop mass incarceration. It means that we have to be prepared to act when the grand juries come back, when decisions in the cases in the past, when Mohandas Ganhi and Michael Brown are decided. And it means continuing to build resistance to the horrors, the criminal injustice system, until mass incarceration and police terror really are no more. Mass incarceration plus violence equals genocide, and we must all act now to stop this genocide.